Well, hey there. What if I told you that people just like you are, right at this very moment, replacing their entire salaries using just one AI tool? And no, I'm not talking about building some massive tech startup with a whole team of developers. I'm talking about one person, a laptop, and Claude AI. People are making 4,000, 6,000, even up to 10 grand a month. And honestly, here's the real kicker. Most of these folks don't even have a tech background. No way. They just figured out how to use Claude in highly specific ways that businesses are happily willing to pay for. So welcome to today's explainer. Think of me as your mentor today, because we're going to break down exactly how this is happening. I'll walk you through 10 real side hustles you can start right now with Claude AI, and I'll tell you exactly what each one pays.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the Claude advantage. Second, content and writing hustles. Third, tech and data solutions. Fourth, the highest earning hustles. And finally, we'll wrap up with an income reality check.
All right, Section 1, the Claude advantage, built differently for business.
Now, we really need to establish why we're specifically using Anthropic's Claude AI for this. Think of it kind of like a giant classroom. If ChatGPT is that loud, super confident student who always raises their hand, sometimes even when they don't actually know the answer, well, Claude is the quiet student who actually did the reading. Claude is just built differently. It is known across the industry for being exceptionally accurate. It's absolutely fantastic at long-form writing, and incredibly, it follows really complex instructions without going off the rails or, hallucinating facts. And this distinction, it's literally massive for business work. When a client pays you to write a 3,000-word report or draft a bunch of customer service scripts, they need it to sound highly professional and consistent. Claude delivers that reliability every single time, making it the absolute ideal tool for professional client work.
Let's move to Section 2, Content and Writing Hustles, Words for Profit.
Let's see how this builds into our first category of easy entry service hustles. If you want to start fast, take a really close look at hustles number 1 and 2. First up, we've got AI copywriting. Look, every business needs words, everywhere, right? Website pages, product descriptions, ads, sales emails. But honestly, most business owners either can't write well or they simply don't have the time to do it. That's exactly where you step in. Use Claude to generate the high-quality copy, you polish it up a bit, and you deliver it as your own service. On platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, people are comfortably charging $50 to $300 per project. And with Claude doing the heavy lifting, managing 5 to 10 clients a week is completely doable. That brings your income potential to between 2 and 5 grand a month. Right below that, we have resume and LinkedIn makeovers. In a tough job market, people will gladly pay good money to look excellent on paper. Claude is incredibly adept at taking an old, dusty resume, analyzing a specific target job description, and spitting out a polished, keyword-optimized rewrite. At $75 to $200 a pop, this can easily generate $1,500 to $4,000 a month for you.
Sticking with content for a second, let's skip ahead slightly to Hustles 4 and 9 because they share an absolute secret weapon, recurring monthly retainers. Every business owner knows they need an email newsletter, but almost none of them actually sit down to write the thing. So you use Claude to draft their weekly newsletters, send them over for a quick review, and you collect $300 to $600 per client every single month. The exact same model applies to building a social media content agency. Businesses need a relentless, endless stream of posts for Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. It's exhausting for them. You can build a micro-agency where Claude generates the core content, you brand it, and you manage multiple clients. Guys, just 5 clients paying you monthly can replace a full-time income. You do the hard work once to set up the prompts and processes, and the businesses pay you consistently month after month.
All right, Section 3, Tech and Data Solutions, Translating the Complex.
Moving to our next category, we're looking at solving completely different problems. And hey, before you panic, let me clarify something. You do not need a tech background to solve technical problems for businesses anymore. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive opportunity in just becoming a translator. Take the AI coding assistant service, for example. Claude is amazing at writing, debugging, and explaining code. Non-technical founders constantly run into these small, annoying headaches like a broken website form, a super complex spreadsheet formula, or a simple script that just refuses to run. They definitely don't want to hire a full-time developer for a tiny fix, but they will happily pay you to be the translator who talks to Claude, gets the fix, and hands it back to them. And right above that is data summarization. Businesses hoard so much data that they never actually read. Meeting transcripts, massive 50-page PDFs, hundreds of survey results. You literally just feed this into Claude, have it distill everything into a crisp executive summary, and deliver the golden insights. It's highly valuable work that takes you minutes instead of hours.
Section 4. The highest earning hustles. Scaling to $10,000.
We've covered some great foundational services so far, but now it's time to build some excitement. $10,000 a month. That is the upper limit of these next hustles. Why? Because you're no longer just trading your precious time for money. Unlike the earlier services where you trade your time for one single deliverable, these next strategies scale beautifully. You build an asset once and sell it multiple times, or you charge premium prices for your high-level knowledge.
Here is exactly how you reach that kind of scale. Take hustle number 3, AI research reports. Consultants and marketers are literally starving for good, deep research. With Claude, you can generate a highly structured, well-sourced report on an emerging industry trend. But instead of just selling it to one person, you create templated reports and resell that exact same digital product dozens of times. Then there's chatbot building. Small local businesses, we're talking dentists, salons, local restaurants, they are dying to automate their customer service, but they have zero idea how to actually do it. You can use no-code tools like Zapier, Make, or VoiceFlow, powered by Claude in the background, to build simple FAQ bots for them. You can charge anywhere from $500 to $2,000 just for the initial setup, plus a recurring monthly maintenance fee. It is a highly scalable, high-value product.
And the scale gets even larger with Hustles 7 and 10. If you have knowledge in literally any field, Claude can help you outline modules, write video scripts, and even generate quizzes for an online course. Sell a $97 course to just 50 people on a platform like Gumroad or Teachable, and you've almost made $5,000. It has near zero startup cost and basically unlimited upside. But hustle number 10? This is the one most people completely sleep on: AI consulting. Listen, businesses are absolutely terrified of getting left behind by the AI wave right now, but they don't know where to start. You don't need a PhD to help them. You just need to be a few steps ahead of where they are. By advising them on which workflows to automate and what specific tools to use, you can easily command $150 to $300 an hour, or even sell $5,000 strategy packages.
And this brilliantly illustrates the whole picture. When you compare these top-earning hustles, consulting, courses, and reports, the real magic is in how they scale. Notice how you're moving away from one-to-one service delivery. Instead, you're sharing high-leverage knowledge, building digital assets once to sell infinitely, or leveraging smart templates and retainers. This shift in how you package your work alongside Claude is exactly what drastically increases your income potential.
Finally, Section 5, the income reality check. Pick your lane.
Look, it's super easy to look at those numbers and catch a bad case of shiny object syndrome. But let's ground this aspiration for a second. We need a practical reality check on how a beginner actually achieves these milestones. So the crucial point is this: you are not going to launch all 10 of these side hustles tomorrow. As your mentor today, I'm telling you, please don't even try. Here is the step-by-step beginner roadmap that actually works. Step 1, pick one lane. Be really honest with yourself about your existing skills and pick the one hustle that naturally fits your background. Step 2, focus entirely on landing just your first client. Step 3, use Claude to help you completely over-deliver and produce incredible work. Only after you nail those steps do you move to Step 4 and start building and scaling. The folks out there making full-time incomes didn't stumble into it by trying 10 things at once. They focused intensely on one path.
I want to leave you with this hard truth from our source material today. Claude doesn't replace the hustle. It amplifies it. Having the smartest AI in the world sitting right there on your laptop won't build a business for you. You still have to do the outreach, you still have to manage the client relationships, and you still have to deeply care about the quality of the work. But the AI is a massive multiplier of your effort. It's the ultimate cheat code that allows one person to do the work of an entire team. We have covered everything today, from copywriting and coding translation all the way to highly scalable chatbots in AI consulting. The barrier to entry has quite literally never been lower, but you have to take that first step. So, which of these 10 lanes are you going to choose to amplify your income? Pick your path based on your unique skills, open up Claude, and just start building. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.